Hey, good morning. My name is Chris. Welcome back to my channel. Every day I'm doing a vlog, and it's for 1,000 days, guys. 1,000 days. So thank you so much for stopping by and subscribing. It's cold here today. That's why I'm wrapped up. So I'm trying to stay warm. Now, one day you will be the bad guy in their story. They may love you today, they may celebrate you today, they may even have dinner with you today, they may buy you breakfast, they may absolutely be in your camp today, but tomorrow you will be the bad guy in their story. And I think it's important to know that. It's important to know that because maybe the person you're with will make you out to be the bad guy to everyone in their family. And I'm going to tell you why that's fine. They're going to vilify you. They're going to make you out to be the worst person they've ever known and ever been with. And that's fine. Because by vilifying you, it cuts off any potential further contact, and it makes you more resilient, independent, to be able to move forward. It's not right that you have people in your life who are going to treat you with that kind or level of disdain. Being the bad guy will set you free, will move you forward, and make you the person that you're growing into. Being the bad guy is not necessarily the bad thing. But they're going to write that into their story. They're going to tell everybody else that you are the person who has made them problematic issues, caused them all sorts of difficulties, when more than likely the reality is it would have been them, I would have thought. Narcissistic behaviour on their part, making you somebody who is the villain, if you like, in their story. And they'll create that story in many different ways. And you will more than likely be ostracized from having contact. Then you'll be vilified by them. And their approach to you will be as if they were in that relationship with you as well. And you will no longer have that connection in your life. And people will have this view of you. Now, some would say it's human nature. At the ending of any relationship, whether it's occupational, whether it's personal, I think sometimes there's a need in the human spirit to vilify people so that we can say or validate our decisions in getting rid of them from our lives. Being the bad guy isn't necessarily the bad thing, because it frees the person who's being vilified up to be able to connect and go forward and move on with other people. And if you're the bad guy in their story, there's nothing, absolutely nothing, that you will be able to do or say to the opposing people to rewrite that narrative. And I for one, have had to make my peace with that over time. And being the bad guy, like I say, there's a form of liberation in that. So if you're the bad guy in somebody's story, embrace it. If you're the bad guy in somebody's world where they've put you down to many other people and made you this villain in their story, where they try to enlist other people to have the same viewpoint, when in point of fact they've never had that experience of you. I think it stems back from childhood, from play school, from when people try to, if somebody fell out with somebody, they'd enlist other people then to fall out with you as well, to ratify their decision. And I think it's an interesting concept. I don't think you'll see it talked about very much here on YouTube, but it's fascinating nonetheless. So there's very little, I would say, that you should do about that scenario. If you are feeling that at the moment and you don't like it, well, there's very little you can do to change people's minds. If somebody is so susceptible to other people's lies where they make you the villain also, then let them. Just let them. Because it doesn't matter. if they were real, true people who had kindness and God in their hearts, they would know that this person's trying to vilify you so that it's trying to make the person who's doing that seem better. It harps back to the good and the bad, doesn't it? Who doesn't like a good and a bad story? We go to the movies for it. Good triumphs over evil. Good people end up winning at the end of the day. Bad people end up losing. That's the narrative we've all been sold. But unfortunately, reality and life isn't always like that. Sometimes, on the face of it, it seems like bad people win. And whilst it's ingrained in us to believe that good will always triumph over evil, well, there's always a cost for that. I believe there is always a cost for good triumphing over evil. So just be mindful of the fact that you cannot change people's perceptions based on the story that somebody's told about you. If you're the bad guy, just let it be. And that, my friends, is the best way forward. Don't let them dictate to you the horrible narrative. Just block them, lock them down. Don't let them have a negative say. Don't let them have that impact on your life where you feel that you have to say or do anything. Tell them once, don't repeat it. You can say your position quietly and calmly, and you could tell them they're wrong and explain why. But most people won't want to listen to that because you are already the bad person. You are already the bad guy. And if you're already the bad guy, leave it alone. Have some self-dignity. Walk away and let them wallow in their communal view of you being the villain. Because if that is the case, then let it be. And hold your head high. Know your true value. Know your true worth. Don't let them impact on you, and don't seek to change it. Because people will be who people are. And that is probably worth noting. People will always want to vilify. So if you're sat at the dinner table today with somebody who may be the villain, you may be the villain in their story tomorrow, just know that that's part of life. Just know that this will happen, or can happen, may happen. And if that's the case, well, there's very little that I believe that you should do to change that narrative. Let them have it, move on. The likelihood of you changing their minds, the likelihood of things being changed to a different scenario, well, I think is very, very remote. People usually, when they're vilified by other people, don't tend to change their minds. You could offer explanations, you could offer reasons why, but, well, they probably wouldn't want to listen anyway. They probably wouldn't. And you'd be left feeling empty after that attempt. And probably you may feel worse off. So let it go. Let it go. Being the bad guy gives you the freedom to move forward, not have that contact with those people again. And pressing forward gives you the ability and the freedom to be able to connect with new people, connect in a way which is better for you. Anyway, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see you then as part of my 1000-day vlog. Bye now.